Good morning, June 24th, 2025, sunrise with Sally. It's about 6:20. I was up and I was keeping track of the sunrise and then I got sidetracked. I looked out the Ring doorbell and I was like, ooh, it's already coming up. So here it is. Today I am 60 years old. There's the sunrise. Let me get the camera in position and we'll start. There it is. Makes my hair really glow. Okay, today's my birthday and I wanted to reflect on something from the Letting Go book, and the one I picked is well, first of all, I have my St. Patrick's Day Shamrock last one because they're my favorite. No, it's not Shamrock Day. No, it's not St. Patrick's Day, but they're my favorite, and it's my birthday, and I'm gonna wear them. So if that bothers you, I totally apologize, but today's my birthday. All right, so I let go of perfectionism, and I really struggle with this. Today, I embrace my unique and exquisite self by choosing to try new experiences. With every courageous step, I begin to enjoy the journey and let go of any attachment of being perfect. Focusing on the journey rather than fixating on the perfect outcome allows me to find beauty, a deeper connection with others, and a greater appreciation for the little things. As a result, I get to live a full and rich life now. No longer restrained by perfectionism, I am free and unlimited by design. When triggers or fears rear their heads, I take time to breathe and bring myself into the present moment. With each layer of self-doubt or anxiety removed, my heart breaks open to receive more love, acceptance, and peace with what is. Mistakes give me opportunities to grow, to learn, to do better tomorrow, and for this awareness, I am grateful. Surely there is no one on earth so righteous as to do good without ever sinning. That's from Ecclesiastes 7:20. So no one on this earth has gone through life without sinning. So the part that I'm looking at, everything I try to do, and that's one of the things that kept me back. I would have so many videos out, guys, and I know my videos aren't perfect, but I would have so many more videos out if I didn't try to make everything so perfect. I've been working on the one from Saturday. Today's Tuesday, June 24th. Saturday the 21st, I think it was. We had the garage sale and I have a video, but I'm editing it and I'm making sure that everything looks perfect. Because I had it on for a while, but a couple times Daryl went past and he said a few swear words and stuff, so because we were so hot and irritated. But I would have so many more videos out if I didn't try so hard to be perfect with everything. And I don't know about you, but I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm not, but I try. And it's gotten to a point where it's holding me back from other things. As far as focusing on the journey and fixating on the perfect outcome allows me to find beauty a deeper connection with others, and a greater appreciation for the little things. So as a result, it gives a full and rich life now, no longer restrained by perfectionism. I am free and unlimited by design. So there's another thing in here, but it said that with each courageous step, I begin to enjoy the journey and let go of any attachment of being perfect. Well, I don't know if you had seen the live I was on Friday, the 20th of June, but they were asking me about how I was doing with quitting smoking, and I did mess up, and I've been trying to make a video on that as well, because a friend of mine, well, forget, somebody else had told me that you don't have to tell your viewers that you messed up. You could just let them think, you know, that you're still quitting. And I said, I am still quitting, but somebody else out there might be trying to quit and thinking, you know, well, she made it all the way through, and look, I messed up, so I'm just going to give up. So that, to me, if I didn't tell you, I mean, some of you probably don't even care, but if I didn't tell you that, then that to me is a lie. I am a very honest person, and even if it makes me look bad, I will say it out loud, and I will admit to it and take ownership of it. Yes, I fell on my face hard. I was having some problems, and I'm not making excuses. And again, I went to my crutch, smoking, but I made it to 30, I think it was like 28 days, 29th day, because the 28th day I was like, oh, isn't something magical supposed to happen? I'm still craving a cigarette. But everyone was like, oh, the 28th day, you're going to be like, you know, you won't need it anymore and such. Well, it didn't happen. And I thought, ugh. So I did start smoking again, but, and I'm not going to say, oh, not that much, and, you know, like it doesn't count. It does count. You know, all those tests that I was having done, and when my lungs came back with no nodules, and, you know, my echocardiogram came back fine, but I still have to do my PET scan, and I'm thinking, oh, well, I'm clear, you know, so I can still, and then I thought to myself, so what are you doing? You got the clear. You need to take that and run and not smoke anymore. That was your warning. That was your scare. Wake up, you know. So, this last week I haven't smoked any, but then last night, they were, see, there's my alarm clock again. Anyway, they were playing games and having a drinky drink and stuff, and I had a beer, and of course, most people when they drink, they smoke. So I smoked, and me just the act of getting in the car and getting them is stupid, because I had this, and that's, you know, the reading about let go of perfection. I could just take this as a failure and not try again, pick myself up and say, look, because I was feeling a lot better. I was breathing a lot better. I was thinking a lot better. And I was getting a lot more done because I wasn't taking all these cigarette breaks. Because what I would always do is like, oh, I'll just have one more cigarette. And then I'd just sit there and smoke. And then before I know it, a half hour, 45 minutes went by. And I can't do that anymore. Not to mention, you know, it's just Daryl working right now. So our income isn't the greatest. And we're constantly struggling to make our bills. So me smoking is just wasting money. because cigarettes here are like $15 a pack. So at least the ones I get, they're 14 something. If you add all that up, I was saving a lot of money there. And if I would just put that money aside, I could probably get something magnificent like a cruise or something, and I'm not exaggerating, because there was a time when I was really stressed that I would get up to 3 packs a day smoking because I was such a nervous wreck. That's 60 cigarettes. So, and I cut that down low because I just could not breathe. And I kept saying, Sal, you're killing yourself. Why are you doing that? But I tend to sabotage myself when I'm doing really well on weight loss. And I don't know, I get into a panic and then I just go back to whatever. But I am a slave to this freaking cigarette, and I'm going to get out of this. I am. So today's my birthday. That's my gift to myself. No more smoking. I got up this morning early as usual and put on my Shamrock glasses and thought, hey, the sun's up, let's go. So yeah, but there's one more thing I would like to read. This is the one on acceptance. I share God's love as I practice acceptance of others. Children feel the need of acceptance from family, peers, and teachers. As they grow into adulthood, that needs expands into friendship and relationships, including romantic and fulfilling companionship, as well as work and community settings. Acceptance helps me thrive. It is important that I accept myself as the unique, amazing, and creative person I am. By accepting myself unconditionally, I understand the importance of accepting others exactly as they are. And I do that. I do that. I accept everyone the way they are. I'm not a judgmental person, and I always taught my students that they are unique, that they are a gift from God, and that's the way they should, accept everything about them. I consider the qualities that are unique to me and how I use them to practice acceptance. I help and encourage others by accepting them as they are. I am always accepted by God, and I am mindful of God's presence. I send thoughts of that acceptance to all people everywhere. Welcome one another, therefore, just as Christ has welcomed you for the glory of God. And that's from Romans 15:7. Welcome one another, therefore, just as Christ has welcomed you for the glory of God, from Romans 15:7. So this and this I need to work on. And I don't know about you, if you're one of those people that have to have everything perfect. When I have somebody coming over, oh my God, the house is so messy. I gotta get this. I mean, I am a person who cleans the freaking baseboards. When I'm telling you guys how much I hate flat surfaces, and when it starts to get cluttered, something happens to me in my brain. Like, something really happens to me. Like, I get so overwhelmed. Like, look at this, it's getting out of control. What do I do? I hate that, whenever I give something to Daryl to take upstairs for me, he puts it on the islander, and that's that one part of the countertop we cluttered together. And it drives me crazy. So I've been trying to just carry something upstairs. I put it right where it goes. Don't just set it down. So, but I know my house isn't going to be perfect because people live here. And my dogs, I do the vacuum every day. Once in a while, there's a day where I just can't do it because of my back. And you get the little tumbleweeds just from one day of them not being, the vacuuming being done. And I started a challenge with Daryl that I brush the dogs every morning, and he does it in the evening for 30 days and see if we have less tumbleweeds, which, we're gonna. But ever since he gave them their bath before Maddie came, they have been shedding so bad. I mean, you wouldn't believe how much Basset Hounds shed. So I had Cocker Spaniels for years before I had the Basset Hounds, and they do not shed. They have all that hair, but I don't want this to get too long, which it already is. I love you guys, and I will see you later. Today starts the kickoff of from the 24th to my anniversary on the 29th, 60/40 party, and in the comments, give me a birthday cake or a little horn or something. Show me that you're at least watching the videos. What your attention span is. I know you're still here, Heather, my reliable friend. But there's so many other of you. I know you watched the whole thing. But this is Sunrise with Sally on June 24th, 2025, on my 60th birthday. Just can't believe I made it to 60. All right, guys, I love you so much. Believe in it will be. Spend time with a loved one. You have to take time for each other. We had so much fun, you know, spending time together yesterday. And, you know, Matt comes but once a year, and you never know if he's going to come next year. But, because I've gone 4 years, but he didn't come back to visit. So, you know, money gets tight and you can't do it. And I would love to go see his house, but here I am railing again. Spend time with one another, because tomorrow's not promised. Tomorrow is not promised. And I know some of you know what I'm talking about. So, love you guys. All right? Make the best of today. And we're not perfect.